Yeah, let's go.
Anton, you got my furniture?
Big Hawk. $1.50. $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 5, 70, 170, 170, 170, £1.70 down 5, and 75, group 80, group 85, group 85, and 90, group 195, group 195, group 195, group 195, here sold 190, S13. Charlie, morning.
A lot of bulls, Johnny.
$1.85, 85 and 5 here, group 85, group 87 of hand, group 90, group 2 and a hand, 95 and 97 of hand, group $2 a pound, group 202 and a hand, group 202 and a half, 5, and $5, group 5 here, group 205, 750, and 7 and a hand, group 7 of hand, group 7 of hand, group 210, and 200 hand, group 10, group 10, 12 of hand, group 10, 12 of hand, group 210, 12 and a half, and 210, 12 of hand, group 210, 12 of hand, Doug, you're out 15, and 15, 12 of a hand, 17 and a hand, 17 and a hand, 1750, and 17 and a hand, group 17 and a hand, now 20, and now 20, group 20, group 20, group 20, group 20, group 20 here, D Bull, 217.50. $2, 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, group 2 and a half here, $1.50, $1.60, $1.50, 60, $1.70, 170, 175, 75, 75, 75, 80 here, group 82 and a half, group 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, group 85, 85, 85, 87 and a half, group 87 and a half, group 87, 50 and 90, and 90 here, group 190, 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 95, 97 and a half, 97 and a half, group $2 a pound, group $2 a pound, group 2, and 97 and a half, group 2, group 3, we get 2, group 2, group 2, Cabinet Bull, 197.50.
Too full, I guess.
$185, 85 here, group 85 there, group 85, 85, 87 of hand, group 87, 50, 87 of hand, group 87 of hand, group 87 of hand, group 90, we get 2 and a half, 92 and a half, 5, and 97 of hand, and $2 a pound, group 2, and 2 and a half, group 202 and a half, group 202 and a half, group 202, 55, and 205, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, and half 3, 203, 203, 5, and 5, and 2, 3, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, and 5 here, D Bull, 203. $75, 75 and half, 75, group 85, 85 and 90, group 190, group 5, now 2, group 5, group 210, group 15, 20, and 25, and 225, 25, 22 and a half, and 20, we get 2 and a half, group 20, not 2 and a half, group 20, not 2 and a half, group 22 and a half, here, Cabinet Bull, 220. $185, 85 here, group 85, 85, 85, and 90, 95, and 2, group 205, group 210, group 15, group 20, and 220 pound, group 17 and a half, 20, and now 22 and a half, and 22 and a half, group 25, and 225, 225, 225, and 225, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, group 227 and a half here, Doug 7, 225. $185, $1.85 a pound, group 85, 87 a pound, group 87 a pound, group 190, we get 2 and a half, 95, 97.50, and 97 a pound, group 97 a half, 7 a half, 7 a half, 7 a pound, group 97 and a half here, now 2, and now 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, we get 2, group 2, group 2, group 2, we get 2, Cabinet Bull, 197.50. 185, 85 here, group 87 of hand, group 87 of hand, group 87 of hand, 57, 90, and hand, 100, 2 and a half, 5, and 95, 97 of hand, and 2, group 2, and 2, group 2, 202 and a hand, group 202 and a hand, now 5, and 2 and a 5, now 7 here, now 7 here, now 7, now 7, now 7, now 7, 2, 7, now 6, 7, and 7, now 7, now 8 here, group 8, group 9, group 2 on hand, now 10, and 9, 10, group 9, 10, group 9, 10, group 2, 9, 10, and 9, 10 of hand, group 9, group 10, group 10, group 9, hand 10 here, given a bull, 209. 185, 85 and 90 here, 190, 190 here, group 85, 95, and 95 and 2, group 2 and a half, group 205, group 7 of hand, group 210 and 12 of hand, 210, 12 of hand, 15, and 215, 15, 15, 15 and 15, group 17 and a half, 17 and a half, group 15, 16, 52, group 215, group 16, 17, 17, 17, 17, group 17, 18, 18, 18, group 18, group 18, group 18, D bull, 217. 175, yes, 75, 175 here, 75 here, 75, 80, and 75, 80 now, 80, jig of 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, group 85, group 85, jig of 85, group 85, 90 here, group 100, 90, 90, group 100, 90, 90, 87 and a half, 90, and 90, group 90, 90 here, group 90, group 90, group 90 here, Doug, 187 and a half on 7. Forgot about you, sorry. Yeah. Everybody's been kind of pretty active, but you. No. Cheaper, yeah. $5 to 7, they're open. $1.50. $55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, now 2 and a half, 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 250, and now 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 172 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75 of pounds, 75, 75, 75, 175, and 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, so 172, 50, Chris, 2-1, put him on number 21. Old cows, they're pretty thin. $1. $5, and $100 here, group 105, group 5, group 5, group 5, and 10, group 10, group 15, group 20, group 5, group 30, group 5, group 35, 5, and 35, 5, and 35 here, now 40, $1.40, 45, 45, 45, 50, $1.50 pound, group 150, $1.45, 55, and 55, 60, group 60, group 65, and 65, 70 there, group 170, now 5, and 75, 80 there, group 180, $1.80, 175, 80, and 75, give 80 there, 75, give 80 there, group 80, give 80 here, 75, group now 80 here, Chris, 175, 13. Dang. Yeah. Yeah. That's going to cost you. Yeah. Ooh, let's hide. 135, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, 40, 45, 45, 45, 50, and now 50, 50, now 45, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 5, and 65, and 70, 170, now 70, 170, even to get 70, Chris, 165, 21. Six and open. $50, now 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 5, now 65, 65, 70, 70, 85, group 75, 80, and now 85, there, group 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 90, group 90, 95, 95, 2, and 95, group 205, group 210, group 205, group 210, and 210 of hand, group 10, group 10, group 10, group 10, group 10, here, Jace, 205, 20. $150, now 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 2.5, 7.5, 60, 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 65, 7.5, 7.5, 70, 70, 70, 2.5, 72, 50, and 70, 2.5, going to be 72.5, 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, S, 172.5, 21. She didn't ask about you. Dang. Yeah. My goodness. 5-year-olds. $50. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7.5, 57, 60, and down 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 65, 7.5, 70, 170, 2.5, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, you get 75, 75, given 172.5, 1. $55, 55, 55, now 60, now 5, now 70, 175, 75, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 75, 72.5, 5, and 75, 77, 77, group of 80, you give 83, group of 80, group of 82, group of 2.5, you get 2.5, group of 82, 50, 82 and a half here, group of 82.5, group of 2.5 here, sold 180, Cavaness 3. Two to 4-year-olds. Snowflake white Charolais. Is this Filippo? They're open, guys. That's why they're here. $2 a pound. $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5 and 5 here. 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5 and 5 here. We're going to be 205 and 205. We get 5 and 5 here. 5 here. $1.50, $1.55 and 55, 55, 60. We get 5. We're going to be 70. We get 5, 175, 75, 75, 80, 85 here. We're going to be 85, 85, 85, 90 here. 190, 190, 190 here. 95 and 95 and 2. Now 5 and 2 and 5. We're going to be 5 and 10. Going to be 15. Going to be 215 and 210. 15. Bow you out 20 and down 20. Going to be 20. Going to be 20. 220 and 220 behind. Going to be 20. Going to be 220. Rush out 220 and 20 now 5 and 25 and 25 25 225 and 225 here 5 here 5 here going to be 225 and 225 here 5 here 5 here Trey 220 put them on Trey Cook 220. 7-year-olds are here to $1.50, $1.55, and 55, 7 to 10, $1.55, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, now 5, and 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, we get 70, now 70, and now 70, we get 70, going to be 70, we get 70, we get 70, now 70 here, S, 167.50, put them on number 2. them old cows, huh? Yeah. 135, yeah, 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, we get 35, now 40, and 35, we get 40, we get 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, here, yes, 135, 3. One's missing her eye. She's doing pretty good. 135, yeah, 35, and 37 and 8-year-old, 135, and 35, and 35, 37 of hand, 7 of hand, 7 of hand, 7 of hand, 7 of hand, going to be 7 of hand, 37.50, and 30, 7 of hand, going to be 37.50, and 40, 42 of the hand, going to be 2 of the hand, you get 2 of the hand, going to be 42.50, and 42 of the hand, going to be 2 of the hand, 5, and 45, 47 of the hand, 7 of the hand, 7 of the hand, 47 of the hand, 50, 50, 50 hand, 52 of the hand, going to be 2 of the hand, going to be 2 of the hand, 5, and 55 here, 7 of the hand, 57 of the hand, 57 of the hand, 60, and now 60 of the hand, going to be 60, $1.60 there, $1.60 here, D, 157 and a half on 2, D2. There ain't no wheat. There ain't no ponds. There ain't no water. There ain't no wheat. It's terrible. Where? Yeah. Well, they got pivots. You sure it's wheat? 20. 3s and 4s, $2. $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 and 10. We get 10. We get 15. We get 20. We get 5. We get 30. We get 30 and 5 and 35. 40. We get 40 and 5. 45. 50 and 55. 55. 55. 55. 60 and 265 and we get 70. We get 270. We get 5. We get 80 down 280. 280. 280 and 275. We get 85. We get 85 and 90 and 95. We get 95. We get 3 and 95. We get 100 and 95. We get 3 and 95. We get 3 and 3 here. Chris 295 on nothing. 5 and 6 are opens. 135 and 35. You get about 35, 37 and a half, 37 and a half. Going to be 40. We get 2 and a half. We get 5. Going to be 7 and a half. We get 50. Now 2 and a half. 5. 57 and a half. 57, 50, 60. And now 2 and a half. We get 2 and a half. 5. And we get 5. And has to get 5. 7 and a half. 7 and a half. 7 and a half. 70. We get 70. Now 2 and a half. 5. And 75, 50. And 77 and a half. Going to be 80 here. Now 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. 5. 85 here. Going to be 85 here. Going to be 85. 85. 85. 85 here. 85 here. Kyle 182, 50, 21. Cal, you're getting used to it too. What 3? Oh, by nothing. 135 and 35, 37 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 7 and a half, 50, down 2 and a half, 5, 7 and a half, 57, 50, and 57 and a half, 60, and now 60, and now 67 and a half, going to be 60, and 7 and a half, going to be 160, 7 and a half, going to be 160, we get 60 now, 60, here, Jerry, 157 and a half, 3, 2. How old? Old, 10-year-olds. 135, and 35, and 35, 35, 35, 37, 50, 40, and then 40, we get 2 and a half, going to be 45, we get 7 and a half, going to be 50, we get 2 and a half, now 5, 57 and a half, now 62 and a half, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, going to be 250, and 60, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, we get 70, now 2 and a half, 72, 55, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, now 77 and a half, now 80, and now 80 there, 80, now 80 there, 80 here, 80 here, so 177, 50, Jace 30. Old cows. 7 to 10, they're open. 135 and 35, about 35, 40 and 40, 55, 50, 55, going to be 16 and 2 and a half, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 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 70 and 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 5 and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75 and 77, 50 and 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 77 and a half. 77, 50, going to be 77, 50, going to be 77 and a half, and 77, 50, and 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half here, going to be 77, 50, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half here. Chris, 175 on number 21. Count them off there, Sally. Two biggins here, $1.50. They're Bred. Hang on a second. Man, I got too many people yelling at me. 7 and 8 year olds are 4 and 5 months bred. Here we go, 2,500, just like being at home, 25, and 25, and 25, and 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 750, and 20, 7 and a half, going to be 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 3, and 3,000, 3,000, 3, and 3,000, 3,000, 28, now 9, and 20, going to be 900, times 3,000, 3, and 21, and 31, and 31, 31, 31, 31, 31, 30, 3,100, trade your house, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, now 2, and 32, 31, 2, 31, 2, 31, 2, 30, now 2, and 3,200, going to be 200, even get 200, going to be 200, even get 200 here, Trey Cook, 3,100. He's Bred. Older cows?
Yep,
5 to 8. 5 to 8 months, guys, 2,000. 2,100, 21, and 20, and 21, 21, 21, 2,100, 1, 2, 3, and 4, now 5, 505, 24, 5, and 2,500, 600, and 26, 7, 7, 7, 7, now 8, 800, now 7, now 8, and 27, going to be 28, now 9, and 900, now 3, and now 3, 1,000, going to be 25, 3, and 25, 3, and 25, 3, and 25, 3,000, now 1, and 3,100, 1 here, going to be 31, and 3,100, 1 here, here you're going to be 3,100 here, S 3,000 on 7. Open cows 125. 125, 30, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25 here, now 30, and 25, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 35, 35, 40, 40, 55, 50, 55, and 55, and 55, 52 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 60 and a half, 62 and a half, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, now 70, and now 72, 50, and 70, 2 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half here, Jace, 175, put him on number 30. Five and 7 year olds here, $1.50. 155, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, going to be 70, 55, going to be 70, 80, 75, give 80, and 75, going to be 80 pounds, 75, going to be 80, going to be 80, going to be 80, 75, going to be 80, 75, going to be 80 pounds, 75, going to be 80, give 80, 75, going to be 80, S, 175, 2. Is that how you write? Do that again. Corbin writes like this, and I cannot for the life of me get him to stop. Puts it in this like this. I said, put it in this like this. Can't. 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 7 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 and a half, 37 to 40, and half 40, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 45, and 45, 45, 45, 45, 45 here, 5, now 5 here, 40, now 5 here, Camus, 142 and a half X. 1s and 2-year-olds. 250. 255, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 60, now 5, 55, 70, now 5, group of 80, group of 5, group of 80, 90 here, group of 290, and 95, 95, now 300, and 95, 3, and 95, 3, and 95, group of 3, and 95, group of $3, and 95, 3, and 95, group of $3, here, Chris, 295, 7X. Glad to see you got a pulse, Bryce. 7 and 8-year-olds they're 8 months. They're 5 months. My bad. 5 months. 2,000. 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, 7 and 8-year-old, 5 months, 2,000, 2,100, and 2,100, 1, 200, 1, 2, and 2, 3, and 23, and 4 here, now 500, now 6, 7, and 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 here, going to be 2,700, and 7, and 7, 7, Jesus Shroud, 2,700, and 2,700, and 7, and 7, 7, 77 here, now 7, and 7, 7, 7 here, and 2,700, Trey, 2,600. 8 to 10-year-olds. They're 6 to 8 months bred. 2021 and 2100, 2100, 2100, 200, and 23, and 34, 5 here, 5, 600, 25, 6 here, and 25, 26, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 2700, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 700 about 2700, and 26, 7, 7, 7, yet online, 2700, and 26, 7, here, 7, 7, 7, 7, yet of here, 2700, now 7 about 2700. Done. 2,600 on number 44. Opens. 5 and opens here, $1.50. 155, 55, you give now 60, we give 5, going to be 70, we give 5, going to be 80, got to be 80, 75, give 80, and 75, 80, 81, 81, 80, 75, going to be 85, 85, 85, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, who? 185, nope, Brad's out, 185, now 90, 190, 85, get 90, 85, 90, 190, 90, done, 185, 22. Start him. How much? $1. Is that good? $5 and $105 here. Good to be 105. We get 5 and 5 here. 105. Good to be 10. We get 15. Good to be 20. We get 5 and 25, 30 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 40. We get 40, 40, 35, 40 and 35, 40. We get 45, 45, 45, 50 and now 50. We get 50. We get 55 and 55, 60 and now 60 here. Now 5 has to get 70, 170. We get 70. We get 70. Good to be 70. We get 70. Doug 165, 6. Old cow, she's 7 months bred, 2,100 and 21, 2,100, 2,100, 2, and 21, 2 here, 21, 200, 3, and 23, and 4 here, 23, get 4, and 23, 50, and 20, get 3 and a half, going to be 23 and a half here, half and a half, going to be 23, 50, and 24, and 24, 100 and a half here, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, going to be 24, 50, and 24 and a half here, 4 and a half, 4 and a half here, 24 and a half here, so 2,400. And tone 25. Go straight. 25 man fire you. Nothing. I see. Old cow, $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and to get 5, has to get 7 and a half, 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 70, we get 70, now 2 and a half, 72, 50, and 70, we get 2 and a half, going to be 70, we get 2 and a half, here, S, 170 on 2. Five-year-old cow, she's 4 months bred, pretty cool little cow. Her bag's not the greatest in the world, but It's not horrible, but it's not great. 2,000. 22 and a half, 5. 7 and a half, 3,000. 3,000. 2 and a half. 3,500. 3,500. 3,500. You got Caleb. Sold online, 3,250 tray. Five-year-old cow. She's 5 months bred. 2,100 and 24. 24 and 20 and 21. 2,100. 100. 2, 3, 4 and 24. 5 and 25. 25. 25. 600 and 25. 6, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7. Here going to be 2,700 and now 7. Jimmy John 27 and 6, 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 here and 2,700. Going to be 2,700 and 27 here. Going to be 7 about 27 done. 2,600 on number 22. 4 years, she's 7 months, 25 and 2,500, 25 and 25, 25, 25, 2,500, 25, 25 and 25, 27 and 7 and 7 and going to be 2,750 and 27 and going to be 25, 2,600 and 25, going to be 2,600 and 25, going to be 2,600 and 26 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7. Yeah, trade 27 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and half 7 here. Going to be 27 now. Hey and 2,800. Hey, going to be 27. Going to be 2,800. Now 9, now 9 tray, 2,900, 8 give 9, now 3, and 3,000, now 1, and 3,100, here, 1, here, 1, here, going to be 31, and 3,100, here, 1, here, 1, here, done, 3,000, 22, 44, 45, 2-year-old, 250. 255 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 255 and 55, 60, 55, going to be 70, 55, going to be 80, 55, going to be 90, 95, 95, 3 and $3 a pound, 305 and 35, 55, 55 and 10, going to be 310, bit of a 10, 15 and 310 and 15, 15 and 15, going to be 10, 15, going to be 10, 15 here, Chris, 310, 7X. Three more days, Mike. 3 more days. Four-year-old. $2. $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5 and 5 here and 5 and 5. We get 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 5 here. Going to be 205 and $2.05. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 here. $1.50. $1.55 and 55. 60. We get 5. Going to be 70. Now 5. Going to be 80. Now 5. Going to be 85 and 90 here. 190. 85 90 here. 85 90 here. 90. We get 90. Going to be 90. We get 90 here. Jace 185. But on number 22. 20 on 20. $2 $3 now 5 and 3 to 5 we get 5 and 5 here now 5 here 5 we get 5 305 and 3 to 5 we get 5 we get 5 we get 5 we get 5 now 5 here 5 here going to be 305 and 3 to 5 now 5 we get 5 we get 5 we get 5 we get 5 now 5 here now 5 here Chris $3 7X. Four years, she's 8 months. You guys talking in Spanish or American? As juniors? Oh, got a back tag. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 2, 3, and 33, 30, 45 here, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 600, and 35, 600, and 35, going to be 600, going to be 35, 3600, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, and 3,700, and 36, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, going to be 36, 7, 7, 700 here, Chris, 3,600 on 3. Seven. 5 by 3. 5 years, 3 months. 25. 25, 25, and 25, 27, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 27, 50, and 20, 7, 3, and 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3, and 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, 3,000, so 2750. Ricardo. One 2-year-olds are 5 and 6 months bred. Cooksies? One of them's 8 months, you said? Okay. 6 to 8 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 2, 3, and 23, 4, and 5, here, 600, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, and 27, going to be 2,807, how 8, and 27, going to be 28, how 9, and 3,000, 3,100, 1, 2, 1, 2, 31, 2, and 31, 2, 1, 2, 200, here, we're done, 3,100 on 33. Same deal, Cooks. 4-year-old cows are 5 to 7 months. 25, 25, and 25, 25, 27, 7, 3,000, 2 and a half, going to be 5, and 35, 37, 37, 4,000, and 4,000, going to be 4,000, going to be 4,000, going to be 4,000, going to be 4, and 4,000, 4,250, and 41, and 4,100, 4,100, 41, 41, 41, and 4,100, 41, here, pretty good opportunity, guys, right here, 4,100, and 41, and 4,100, but you cowboy, 41, and 4,100, Trey, 4,000. Trey Cook. Older cows are heavy red, 25, and 25, 25, and 25, 25, 27, and 25, 7, 7, 7, 25, going to be 27, and 25, going to be 27, 25, 600, and 25, 26, 7, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7 of 8, 27 of 8, 27 of 8, and high, 900 about here, 2,900, and 20, 9, and 20, going to be 900, 20, going to be 900, 20, you get 9, and high, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9, going to be 9 here, Chris, 2,800, 17. $135, and 35, and 35, 35, 40, 55, 50, 55, going to be 60, 2 and a hand, 2 and a hand, 2 and a half, 5, and 2 and a half, 7 and a hand, 7 and a hand, 7 and a hand, 7 and a hand, 67, 50, and 67 and a half, 70, 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, going to be 80 now, 80 now, 80 there, 80, $1.80 here, 80 there, 80 here, 80 here, Kyle, 177, 50, 21. The old red cow kind of holds her head a little funky, but she'll be there, guys. Both go. 9, 10-year-olds are 6 months. Is that right? The black cow's 6 months. 5 and 6 months, 2100 and 21, and 2100, 2100, 21, 21, 2, 21, 2, and 2200, 2, 3, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, and 4, 2400, and what about a half, 2350, and 23 and a half, 424, 24 and a half, here, 4 and a half, 4 and a half, going to be 2450, 24 and a half, here, 4 and a half, now 5, and 25, 25, 55 and a half, 6, and 2600, 25 and a half, going to be 2600, 25 and a half, going to be 2600, here, sold. 25.50. Chris 17. Hands are cold, bud. No, I'm freezing.
You're cold?
I am. I'm always cold. 135 and 35 and 35, 35, 30, 37 of a going to be 40 and that 2 and a half, 45, 47 of a half, 50 and that 2 and a half, 5 and 55, 57 of a going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, 5 and 65 and has a get about 3, 5 and 65 and have 4 and now 3, we get 4, 5 and has a get about 600 and 67 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 and 7 how hey and how hey now high we get good about 70, we get 71 and 70, 71, 2, 71, 2, 3, 72, going to be 3, 4 and 74 and 5 here, 75, 76, 77, 77, 70 hey. 70 hey, and high, good to be 980, and 980, we get 980, good to be 80, good to be 79, good to be 89 here, 80 here, Jace, 179 on 30. Up here, hand 35, 35, hand 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and 37 and going to be 42 and a half, 42 and a half, 45, 45 here, 45, and 47 and a half, 47 and a half, 50 and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and hand 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, bit of a 2 and a half, 5, and 65, and 65, 65, 65, 7 and a half, 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 70, and hand 70, we get 70, now 2 and a half, and 75 here, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half here, so 175, Jace 30. Young, they're open. $3. $3.05 and $3.05. We get 5. 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 305 and $3.05. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. Now 5. Going to be 10. 310. 15. 20. 320 a pound. 15. 20 and 20 by 20 there. Going to be 20 by 20 there. 320 and hand 20. Going to 20. 320. Going to be 20. Jerry 315. 21. Bred. I think they're already open, Jerry. Put them on 21. $3 now 5 and $3.05. We get 5 and 5 and 5 here. 2 and opens or 1 and opens, 1 and 2s. Opens here. Going to be $3 now 5 and 3.5 and 10. Going to be 10. We get 10. Going to be 10 and 15. Now 15 20 and 320 now 5 and 25 25 25 30. We get 3 30. We get 335 and 335 35 35 35 35 335 and 335 here. 5. We get 335 here. Chris 330 7X. Five-year-olds are open here, 135 and 35. You go about 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, now 40, now 5, 50, and 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 5, now 70, 170, 165, 70, and now 70, 170, we get 70, we get 75, 75, 75, give 80, 85, 85, 90, 190, 190, and 90, 85, and 90, 85, we get 90, 185, 21. Money too. Jimmy Hero was coming to buy this deal, no matter what. And he finally said that's enough. I think I'd have had a balls at around 250. I'd have been like, bye Felicia.
What it cost to be yours?
15%. What's that, 50-something thousand, I think? 380 times 15. Yes, sir. There's one cow that's 7 by 7. Let's hold her. Okay, let's hold
80-33.
80-33. Let's hold her. Sell the rest. Okay, 155, 55, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 60, and down 2.5, 5, and 3, 5, and down 3, we got 7, and now 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 65, 67, 7, now hey, and how hey there, hey there, going to be 7, now hey, it's now 9, and now 9, you get 9, now 70, we get 71, and 70, 71, 71, 2, 71, 2, 2, 3, and 73, we get 3, and 73, 4, and 74, 73, 74, 73, 74 here, 73, 4, 73, 4, 73, now 4 here, sold 173. Jace, 30. Yard them out. Black Baldy.
If they need help, move here.
Oh, yeah. Older cows are up on 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, we get 40, we get 35, 45, 45, 55, 55, now 60, now 65, and 65, and 65, 2.5, and 2.5, down 5, and 65, 65, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 67, 50, and down 70, we get 70, 72 and a half, and now 5, and 75 here, 75, now 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half here, Jace, 175. 30. Woo, pretty. Richard Crum. These yours, Richard? Where'd he go? Well, hang on. What's the story on them? 1-year-olds, 2-year-olds? 7 and 8 months bred. Wow.
We don't know anything about them.
I got 3,000 right here, and I didn't even bring my trailer. 32, 33, 34, 35, 38. What about 37? 38, 3,800, 3,900, 3,900, 4,000. 4,000.
Is that the guy?
4,000. $4,000, 4,100, 4,100,
Yes.
4,200. Sold 4,100. Jay Martinez. $2, 2.5. Yeah, 2.5 here, 2.5 here, 2.5, we get 2.5, bit of a 2.5, go to 202.50, and 2.5 here, 2.5, we get 2.5. Rob, did you bet it too? Thought so. 202.5. Gibbon Bull, $2. That's easy. Strong like bull. I think that's that guy sitting right down there in the front row. Richard Crum.
Well, that's why I kept pointing over there asking you.
But I don't know if he's got as good as stock as I've seen right there. $2, 2.5. Yeah, $2, 2.5. We get 2.5. Go to 2.5. 2.5. We get 2.5. 185. 85, 90. 190, 190, 85. We get 90. 85, 90. 85. We get 90. 85. We get 90 here. Gibbon Bull. 185. Hope not. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 82 and a half, going to be 2 and a half, 5, 85 here, going to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85, 85, 85 here, 85 here, Doug, 180, 2 and a half, put him on number 7. It's kind of a betweener. $135, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40 here, going to be 35, 40 here, going to be 35, 40, and 35, 45, 45, 45, 50, 50, 50, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 50, so 150, Jerry, 2. Two years, 5 months, 2,100. Yeah, 2,100, and 2,100, 2,100, 1, 2, and 22, 2, not 2, 22, and 2,200, 2, 3, and 23, and 4, here, 4, now 5, and 25, 25, 25, 2,500, here, 5, here, 25, 600, and 25, 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 26, 7, and 7, and 7, 7, 7, 700, and 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, here, going to be 2,700, here, done, 2,600 on 33. 5 years, she's 6 months. 9 years, 6 months, 2,100, in 21, 2,100, 2,100, 1, 2, 3, and 23, 4, now 5, now 6, and 26, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, here, going to be 26, 7, and 700, and 26, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, now 800, 8 here, going to be 27, give 8, and 27, 2,800, 8, here, so 2,700, Ricardo. Terry to get his back fixed. Good. Lost your tag? $2. 210 and $2.10 and 10 2 going to be 210 20 and 220 30 we get 2 30 40 we get 2 30 40 and 2 30 40 40 we get 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 40 here Jerry 230 21 Bragg. I'm going to do it Wednesday or Thursday. Wednesday or Thursday. Too hot. Maybe raining. I hope. $2. $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5. 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 Jerry, $2.21. Same way. And Prager.
It's going to be wet. John can do nothing.
I can drive in the rain.
He might be able to drive, but he won't load a cow in the rain.
I can load this one.
I would come help you if it rained.
8 by 5. 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 200, and 21, 2, 21, 2, and 21, 200, 2100, here 2, and 29, 2, here, hold your gate here, 21, 2, and 2200, here, going to be 200, here, and tone, 2100, put one number straight. Big old foot, daughter. 105 and 105 here. Good 105. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 and 10. Good 110 and 15 and 20. 125, 30. We get 30 and 5. 35. You get 5 and 35. 35. 40. We get 40. We get 45. 45. 45. 50. $1.53. We get 50. 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 We get 50 here. So 145. Doug 5X. We heard $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 60, and 55, 60, half 5, 55, 70, 170, 170, you get 70, and now 70, you get 70, you got 70, 175, 75, 2.5, 70, 250, and 70, you get 2.5, going to be 70, you get 2.5, 5, and 75 here, D, 172.5, 2. $3. $3.05 and $3.05. We get 5 and 5 and 5 here. 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5 here. 5 here. Going to be 305 and $3.05. We get 5 and 5 and 5 here. 5 here. Jerry 21. Prager $3. Five by 7. I believe you're right. She might have just a little blue eye. 2100. 21 and 2100. Hey, 2100. Hey, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 2100 and 2100. Hey, 21 here 2 and 21 2, 21 2. And 3. We get 3 and 20. We get 3 and 20. We get 3 and 20. We get 3 and 2300 and 23. We get 3. We get 300 and 23. We get 3. We get 3. We get 23. We get 3. We get 23. We get 3. Done. 2200 on 45. 2 years, 6, 7 months, 2100 and 21, 2100, 21, 2100 and 2, and 3, 3, and 4, and 5, and 25, 2600, and 6, 7, and 7, and 7, and 7, 800, 8, and 9, 9, and 28, 9, 3, and 3000, 1, and 31, 2, 3, and 33, 4, and 33, 4, 5, and 3500, 5, yeah, down here, 34, you get 5, and 3500, 600, and 35, 3600, 5, going to be 6. Jay Martinez, 3,500. Me. Got a bad bag. 5 by 8. 5 by 8, let's wear it. 55 and 55 and 55, 57, 57, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, we get 5, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 170, 250, and 72 and a half, going to be 70, and 2 and a half, 70, 250, and 70, we get 2 and a half, going to be 70, we get 2 and a half here, Cavanis, 170 on 5. Eight-year-old, 130. 135 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 45 and 45, 50, and 45, 50, 50, 50, 50, 45, 53, 50, 50, 50 here, Jerry, 145, 2. He don't miss a thing, my dad. 10 years, 2 months. $55, 55, you give it 57 and a half, 62 and a half, 2 and a half, highs, you get it 7 and a half, 7 and 70, 70, 170, $1.72 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 77 and a half, 77 and a half, 80, and now 80 here, 980. Now 80, 980, 79, give 80, and 79, good to be 80 here, D, 179 on 2. 7-year-old cow, $1.55, 55, you give 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 about 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 70, good to be 70, 70, 178, 9, and now 970, 170, and 9 here, good to be 70, 70, now 70, good to be 9, 70 here, so 169 S2. $1.55, 55 and a half, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, and 5, 7 and a half, 70, $1.70 and a half, 70, we get 70, we get 72, you get 72 and a half, 75, and 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75 here, so 172 and a half, Jace, 30. 9-year-old cow here, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57, going to be 60, we get 2 and a half, 5, and 7 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 170, we get 70, 170, who gets 70, and now 70, we get 70, now 70, we get 70, now 70 here, so 167 and a half, D2. Nine-year, 5 months, thank you, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 21, 21, 2, we get 3, and 23, we get 400, 24, 500, 600, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, how 800, 8 here, going to be 27, give 8, and 27, 2,800, 8, 9, and now 9, you get 9 here, 8, we get 9 here, going to be 28, 9, and 2,900, 8, we get 900 here, Chris, 2,800 on number 17. Trey, you might need to go back and get online. Wait here, $1.55, 55, you got 55, 55, 55, 60, now 5, and you got 7 and a half, 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 going to be 67.50, and 67 and a half here, Doug, 165 on 5. My bad. Eight-year-old, 35, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 40, 35, 45, 45, 45, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, and 55 here, 60, and now 65, and 65, and now 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 70 here, 65, now 70, and now 70 here, 75, and 75 here, 70, 80, and now 80 here, 80 here, 80 here, Jace, 175, 30. She big time pregnant or she's big time full? 7 months. She might have a dozen in there. 2,100. 21, 2,100, 21, 21, 202, and 23, 33, and 23, 400, now 5 here, 600, 26, 7, 7, 7, 800, 900, 3,000, 1, and 30 down to 1, 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 300, going to be 33, 300, going to be 33, 3. Done, 3,200. Do it again. 33. 5 by 8. Is that what you said? 5 by 8. 2,500. Yeah, 25, 25, 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 3,000, going to be 2 and a half, 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500, and 35, and 3,500, 35, 30, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half, going to be 37.50, and 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, going to be 37, you're out online, 37.50, and 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 37 and a half, here, Trey, 3,500. 3-year-old cow, $1.50. $1.55. Yeah, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 16, half 5, and to get a 75, 80, 85, 90, 5, 2, 5 here, 5 out of here, 205, and 205 here, 10 here, 210, online you're out, 210, and 25, and 10, and 5 and 10 here, 5, 210 here, 5, 210 here, Jerry, 205 on number 21. Preg. What about this one? She looks young. Lost her tag. $2. $2.05 and $2.05. Get 5 and 5 here. 5. Get 5. 205 and 205 here. 5 and $2.05 and 205 here. 10. Going to be 210 now. 15. Going to be 20 and 20 now 5 and 25, 25, 30. Get 35 here. 35 here. 40 and now 45 here. 45 here. 40 and now 5 here. So 240. Chris 8X. 7X. Seven-year-old cow, $1.50. $1.55. 55 and 57 and 57. Going to be 60. We get 2 and a half and 5, 7 and a half. Now 67.50 and 67 and a half here. Half here, middle of the half here. Going to be 70 and now 70. We get 70. We get 70. Going to be 70 D. 67 and a half. 2. Lots of burgers. $1.55. 55. 57 and a half. 57 and a half. 7 and a half. 7 and a half. 60. We get 62 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. 5. 165. 7 and a half. 70. 2 and a half. 5. 77.50. Now 80. And now 80 there. 80 there. 80 here. 78. Now 9. 80. 1. 2. 82, and now to 82, S, 181, 2. $1.55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 57, 57, 50, and now 60, we get 2 and a half, and 5, and 65, 7, 70, we get 70, now 70, 172, 50, and 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75, 72 and a half, 75, 75 here, Chris, 172 and a half, 21. Seven and a 120. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 5 here, 5, 5, going to be 120, and 25, 23, 120 here, 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 30, we get 30, we get 30, going to be 25, we get 30, 25, we get 35, and 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40, 35, 40, we get 40, we get 40 here, cabinets, 135X. Weher, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 55, 57, 50, 60, and 2 and a half, 5, and 65, Jerry out, 65, and 65, and 65, $5, 7 and a half, 67, 50, and 67 and a half, going to be 7 and a half, 7 and a half, sold 165, Jace 30. Kelsey, you still got all them Holstein babies alive? Perfect. Good. $1.55, 55, 55, okay, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 about 60 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5, and 7 and a half, 7, 70, 70, now 70, 170, now 70, now 2 and a half, and 70, we get 2 and a half, go to 70, we get 2 and a half here, Jace, 170, put him on number 30. My bad, John. 6 and open, 55. 55, 55, 7 57, 7 7 57, 60, not 2 and a half, not 5. And 7 67, 67, 50, 70, and now 70, 2 and a half, 72 and a half. You're out of here, Jace, 72, 50, and 75, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half. Going to be 77 and a half here. Going to be 77 and a half here. S, 175 on number 21. Wake out. 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, 30, 25, and 30, 25, going to be 30, 30, going to be 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 here, 5 here, 5 here, Cabinet, 130X. I don't have a cough this year. 3-year-old, she's 6 months. There's a pretty good little Hereford cow. 2100 and 21, 2100, 21, 21, 21, 2, 300, 3, 4, 500, 2600, and 2600, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, 27, going to be 20, hey, your man's in, 27, give 8, now 9, and now 9, and 20, your man's out, 29, and 2900, 9, and 29, 9, now 9, going to be 29, Matt's out, 29, and now 9, 28, give 9, and 2900, now 3, and 3001, and 30 down to 3, and 33, 33, now 33, 33, sold 3200. Trey Cook. 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60, 2 and a half, and 5, 7 and a half, and now 70, and now 72 and a half, 72, 55, and 75 here, 75 there, 75, 75, 50, and 77 and a half, going to be 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half here, bit of a half here, done, 175, 22. I like them all. Five years, she's 8 months. 2100 and 21. Make sure you like her bag, guys. 2100 and 21 and 23 3 and 23 4 and 23 24 23 24 23 4 and 23 4. We're going to be 23 4. We're going to be 23 400 and 24 and 23 4 5 and 25 2600 and 25 2600. Hey, 25. Going to be 2600. Hey, 25. Going to be 2600. Sold 2500. Ricardo. 10 by 3. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, going to be 62 and a half, and 5, and 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 67, 50, 70, and now 70, 70, 70, going to be 70, bit of 70 here, going to be 70 here, going to be 70, 70 here, sold 167 and a half, Chris 21. Got a little 2-year-old, guys. We got a little bull calf at side. 3,500 and 35 and 35. You go out 35, 37, 37. Going to be 4,000, 4,000. Going to be 255 and 45, 47, 47, 47, 50 and 47 and 47 and 7 and 45, 47, 45, 47 and 45. Going to be 700, 45, 47 and 45. Going to be 4,700. 45. Going to be 700. 45. Going to be 7. Trey, 4,500. You want to put them in a different pen? Put those separate. I don't care if you want to put a number on it. It's fine if you want to. Five and 6-year-old, thank you. 3,500 and 35 and 35, 35, 35, 35, 35 and 3,500 5 and 37 and a half and 37 and 37 and 7 and 7 and going to be 37 about 4,000 and 4,100 41 2 1 2 3 and 43 to get 3 and 43 to get 3 and 43 4 and 44 44 5 and 4,500 5 here 5 here 5 here 4,500 sold 4,400 Stover. Here's 8-year-old pair, 35. Yeah, 3,500 and 35. You go about 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 5 here, 30 and 3,100 and 3,100. 31, 31, 31, 31, 2 and down 2. Going to be 32 and 33 and 4 and 34 and 5 and 35, 35, 3,500. 5 here. Going to be 34 5 and 3,500. 600 and 35. Going to be 6 7 and 7 7 7 how going to be 37. Going to be 30. Hey, you get 9 and down high. Going to get 30. Going to be 900. Going to be 30. Going to be 900. Going to be 900. Going to be sold 3,800. Cook. Trey Cook 1. Put him on number 1. $3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 1, and 3,000, 31, 31, 31, 31, 3,100, 2, and 31, 2, and 31, 2, 31, 31, 31, 3,100, 1, 2, and 31, 2, and 31, 2, 2, going to be 30, 200, and 31, 2, 1, get 2, 2, 3, and 33, get 3, and 33, get 3, just bid one time, 33, and 33, and 33, get 3, and 33, get 3, and 32, 33 down, 3,300, 33, 33, 33, sold, 3,200, Chris 7. Make sure to split them. I don't know. The cows look a little rough, though. How old are these cows, Bob? 9 and 10-year-olds? Baby babies. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 3,100, 3,100, and 3,100, here going to be 31, and 3,100, here 25, and 2750, and 27 and 27 going to be 2,800, and 27 going to be 20, going to be 28, 9, and 9 you get 3, and 3,000, going to get 3,000, going to be 25, going to get 3,000, going to be 25, going to get 3, and 29 going to be 3,000, going to be 25, going to get 3,000, going to be 25, going to get 3,000, going to get 3, sold them 2,900, same way, Chris 7. One cow's got a little bump on her side, she'll be on there. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 7, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 57, 57, 50, and 57, 57, 57, 60, not 2.5. You 2.5, 7, 70, and now 70, we get 2.5, going to be 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75 here, 75, and 75 here, 75 here, 175 here, now sold 172.5, Jace 30. $4 and 5-year-olds here, $2 and $2.05 and $2.05. We get 5 here, $5 here, $1.55 and 55, 55, 60. We get 5 and to get a 70, 5, 80, 5, 85 there, 85, 90 in 90 here, 195 in 95 here, 195 here, 195. You get 5 and 95 and 5 here, 195 here. D 190 on nothing. What's ages here, fellas? 6 and 7 year olds here at $55. 55, 57, 55, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 60, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 5. As it 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, 72, 50, and 72 and a half, 5, and 75 here, 75 here, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, 75 here, S, 172, 52. Look at here. That's yours. That's yours, Richard?
No, it's family.
Yep, good family. Is that bag good enough? Is that good enough bag? 3,250 and 32 and a half and 32 and a half, 35, 35, 37 and 37 and 37 and going to be 4,000 and 4,000, 2 and a half and 4,500, 45, 45, 45, 45, 43, 5, 43. Did you get 5 and 43? Did you get 4? 44, 5 and 4,500 here, 45, 4,600 and 46, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800 here, 900 and 9 and now 9, 4,900 and 40 here, 900, 40 here, going to be 900, going to be 40 here, 900, going to be 40 here, 9 here, going to be 40 here, going to be 900 now 9. Trey, 4,801. Nine-year-old pair. 3,000, 3,100, and 3,100, 31, and 2, and 2, 3, and 33, 34, 5, and 35, 600, 36, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, 36, 7, and 36, 7, and 7, 7, 700, 36, 7, and 37, going to be 37. What about you, Trey? 37, and 36, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 700, going to be 36, 7, and 7, 7, sold, 3,600, Ricardo, 2. Three-year-olds. Three-year-old families here, 3,250 and 32 and a half and 35 and 35 and 37 and 37 and 37 and 37 and going to be 3750 and 37 7 and 7 and 7 4 and 4,000 here 1 and 4,100 here 4,100 here 2 2 3 and 43 44 45 and 45 and 4,500 here he's at now 6 and 46 7 and 47 and 7 and 7 and 46 7 and 47 47 now 800 here 4,800 sold 4,700 Trey 1. Good looking bull calf. Look at here. 3,250 and 3,250 and 32 and a half, 35 and 35. You got 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 3,500 here, 5 here, 35, 750 and 37 4 and 4,000 here, 4,000 here, 4,000 here, 1 and 4,100 here, 4,100 here. Do you want Trey? What is she? Oh, the age? We'll find out if we can. I don't even know where I was at. 40-something hundred. 42.
I thought you said how much she was.
What's he saying over there, Bob? Who's going to get it?
I think it's belongs to maize. I think it's 6 or 7.
It's Jeff Reuters. It says Jeff Reuter on the dadgum card. You don't believe me? No, you don't.
I think it's belongs to maize. No matter which one I get.
She's an 8-year-old. Kind of forgot where I was at. 40-something hundred. 3,800. 3,900. You're out up here. You're out up here, Trey. 3,900. Sold 3,800. Stover. Thank you, Chris. Here's a 5-year-old. 3,000, 3,100, and 31, and 31, and 3,100, two, we get 3, and 33, 35, 35, 7, 37, 37, 37, 9, we get 39, 4, and 4,100, 2, and 41, 2, 42, 42, 40, 1, 2, and 4,200, 42, 3, and 43, 43, we get 3, and 43, 4, and 4,400, 5, and 4,500, here, 45, you get 5, 4,600, and 4,600, 45, going to be 4,600, sold, 4,500, Trey 1. She's 2-year-old. She's 2 months bred back, and she just loves that little colorful baby. 25, yeah, 2,500, 25 here, 25, 27 and a half, and 25, 27 and a half, 25, 27 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, hold your gate, 27.50, and 27 and a half, hold your gate, 27.50, and 27 and a half, now 3, and 3,000, I better get 3,000, I better get 3,000, I better get 3,000, I better get 3,000, no, gonna be 3, give me 3, give me 2,800, now 9, 2,900, 3,000, 3,100, 31, 2, 30 now 2, and 32 now 2, and 31 2, 2, 3, and 33 to get 3, and 33 to get 3, and 33 to get 3, and 3,300, and 33. How about you, sir? 3,300, 32 going to be 3, and 33 to get 3, and 3,300. Sold her 3,200. Chris, nothing. Here's an old pair. 25, yeah, 25, and 27.50, and 27 of going to be 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 27.50, and 27 and a half here, and now 3, and now 1, and 3,100 now 2, 31 2, 31 2, and 3,200 1 2, 1 2, 31 200 sold 3,100. Chris 7. There's a little 4-year-old heifer calf outside. 2,100. Yeah, 2,100, here, 2,100, here, 1, here, 2,100, here, down 2, and 2,100, 1, 2, 2,200, and 2, 3, and 23 to get 4, and 23 to get 4, and 24, now 5, and 25, 600, and 25, going to be 600 here, 25, going to be 2,600 here, 25, 2,600, and 26, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, now 7, and 26, 7, and 27, going to be 2,800 here, trace out, 28, and 27, going to be 8, now 9, and now 9, going to get 9, and 20, here, going to be 9, going to get 9, and 20, here, going to be 900, here, going to get 9, here, going to be 20, here, going to get 900, going to be 20, here, going to get 9, here, going to be 9, now 3, and now 1, and 3,100, here, 1, here, 1, sold 3,000. What's the name? Henley. Gotcha. Thank you, guys. I know it. 1,000 and 1,000 here, 1 here, 1,000 here, 1,100 and 10, 11, yeah, 10, 11, 10, 11, 11, 10, 1100, 10, 11, and 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, and 13, 13, 14, 14, and 14, 15, and 1,500 now, 15, 15, 15, going to be 14, 1,500 online, you're out, 1,500, and 14, 50, and 14 and a half here, half here, half and a half, going to be 14 and a half here, half here, that's 1,400. Don't let them run you over. Let that red kid. 300,
It's been on the bottom.
400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 900, 800, now 9. Stroke, 800.
Stroke. Stroke. S-T-R-O-H. No, stroke. S-T-R-O-H. S-T-R-O-H.
Should have a bunch of bulls.
Okay, 500. 5, 600, 5, 6, 7, 700, 700, 700, 700, 6, 700, 700, 700, now 7, how 800, 9, and 900, 900, 900, go to 800, 9, 800, 900, 10, 1,000, 1,000, do what about 950, and now to have it, not a have, go to not a have, not a have, 950, and 950, 50, not a have, 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 not 10, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, sold, 950. Who'd y'all have? Roy True? Roy True. Got lots of bulls. Today.
We got a little cat break, $900. The red one.
800.
$55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 55, 57, 60, and now 2 and a half, get 2 and a half, go to be 2 and a half, get 2 and a half, go to be 2 and a half, 5, and 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 70, 70, 170, 250, and 75, 75, 75, 750, and 77 and a half, 83, 82 and a half, 85, 85, 750, 87 and a half, 87 and a half, given bull, 185. Yes, sir. 85. 85 up here. Good to be 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 87 good to be 90. And now 92 and a half, 92, 55. And out of the here, 7 and a half, 97 and now 2, good to be 2, good to be 2 and a half, good to be 2, 2 and a half, now 5. And 2 and a 5, good to get 5 and 5 here, 5, good to get 205. And 2 and a 5 here, Doug, 202 and a half, 7. Six. Okay.
Who is? Who's Bodie? North side or south side?
Long haired kid.
Been here for a minute.
$185, 85 there, group 85, 87, group 90, get 2 and a hand, 95, 95, 97, 97, group 2, group 2 and a hand, you get 5, 205, 7 and a hand, hound 10, and 210, a pound, 210, group 10, group 10, group 10, group 10, 210, and hound 10, group 210, 11, and 210, 11, 210, 11, 11, 211, get 211, get 211, group 210, 11 here, D, 210, boo.
What was the cheapest bottle can?
800. We just sold those 3.
800. Went up for
Yeah, where you been? Calland? Ain't my fault.
$1.50, now 5, 55, jigga 5, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, jigga 5, 55, 60, and now 5, hands give about 70, going to be 75, and 75, give 80, 80, 75, give 80, and 75, 80, 80, 80 here, 75, give 80, 80 here, Chris, 175 on bull. $2, 2.5, and $2, 2.5. Gonna get 2.5. Gonna be 5. Gonna be 7. Gonna be 10, 12, 15, half 7, 8.5, 20 down, 2.5, 5, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 225, and 225 here, 225, 5 here, so about 222.5. Doug 7.
What's your high low? 25. I notice you haven't written that one down yet.
Get through these. Maybe you can do it down there. If I write it down, you will.
I know it.
You gonna put $1 on it?
$1.50, no. $1.55, and 55, and 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, gonna be 70 now, 5, gonna be 80 now, 5, gonna be 90 now, 5 now, 2, gonna be $2 a pound, 205, 210, and 15, and now 20, gonna be 20, 225, and 25, 25, 225 here, 25 and 5 here, 5 here, Jerry, 220, 10. $175, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 50 now, 82 and a half, 82 and a half, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85, 5 here, top row, you're out, 85, 85 here, 7 and a half, 80, 90, and 90 here, 92 and a half, and 95, 95, 95, 95, 95, 95 here, going to be 195, 95, 95 here, Chris, 192 and a half, 10X.
Bob, did you see a lot of tears shed this week?
How many did you get?
$2, 2.5, and $2, 2.5. It'll get 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 5, and 5. It'll get 7, 10, gonna be 10, 12, 12, 12, 12, 12, 10, 12, gonna be 10, 12, gonna be 10, 12, gonna be 210, 12 and a half, and 210, 12, gonna be 10, 12 here, 10, 12 here, Gibbon Bull, 210.
Making me tired, Coy. Sending them to feedlots.
I sorted them. Some big cattle last week or yesterday. There's 50 some of them. They'll get sold. Pretty good flight steers.
Here or somewhere else? Somewhere else.
210. 210, 12 and a half, and 210, 12 and a half, going to be 10 and 12 and a half, going to be 210, 12 and a half, 15, and 15, 17 and a half, 17, 20, going to be 20, 2 and a half, going to be 22 and a half, going to be 21, and 21, 21, 2, 21, 2, and 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, Gibbon, 221, Boo.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
220. 221 and 221 and 20 and 22, 22, 22, 22 and 3 and 23, 4 and 23, 4 and 25 and 26 quarter and 26, 7 and 7 7 7 $8 27 of 8 27 of 8 group 9 group 9 30 and 30 30 and 20 and 30 and 29 group 30 30 and 39 and 30 30 group 30 and 30 here D Bull 229. Pretty little young prospect bull. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 255, and 60, and 260, 265, and 70, 270, 275, and 75, 80, 80, give 80, give 80 here, Jerry, 275, 10. $75, $75, 75, 750, and 77, going to be 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half here, now 77, 50, 80, and now 2.5 here, 85 and 90, 190, 95, and 95, 95, 95, 95, going to be 195, and 95 here, 195 here, sort of 190, Chris 9. Gotcha. $185, 85 of here, group 85, 85, 85, 87, group 90, 2.5, 5, and 97, 97, group 2, group 2.5, 5, and now 750 pound here, group 10, 12, group 12, 15, half, 17 and a half, 1750, and 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half here, Gibbon Bull, 215. $175, 75, 80, and 75, group 80, 75, group 80, 75, group 80, 75, group 85, 85, and 190 here, 190, 190, 190 here, 85, group 90, 85, 90 here, Gibbon Bull, 185. $2, 2.5, yeah, 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, you get 5, 205, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, now 10, and 2, 10 and a half, group 2, 10, group 10, group 10, group 10, group 10, group 10, here, Gibbon, 2, 7 and a half, boo. Got long old toes. $2, 2.5, and 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, 2 and a half, out the gate, 2 and a half, and 2 and a half here, half here, and half 5, and 2 and a half, we get 7 and a half, 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 750, and 7 and a half here, Gibbon, 205, boo. $2, 2.5, and 2.5. Gonna get 2.5. Gonna be 5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7, 10. Gonna be 2.10. Now 11, and 2.10. Now 11, 13, and 13, 13, 13, 11, 13. Gonna be 11 here. Gonna be 13 now, 15, and 50, 50, 15 here, 15. Gonna be 14. Gonna be 15, and 15, 16, and 16. Gonna be 17, 17, 17. Gonna be 17. Gonna get 17. D 216 boot.
Hope so. What'd you think I said? Debo? Do you want to go home?
Two 10, 12.5, and 2.10. We get 12.5. Gonna be 10, 12.5. Gonna be 10, 12.5. Gonna be 2, 2.5, and $2, 2.5. We get 2.5. Gonna be 2.5. We get 2.5. Gonna be 2.5. Gonna be $2, and now 2. Gonna be 2.5. Gonna be 2.5. Gonna be 2, 2.5. Gonna be now 5, and 2.5. We get 5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7, 10, and now 10. Gonna be 10. Gonna be 10. Gonna be 10. We get 10. Gonna be 10. Gonna be 10. 210 here. D bull 207.50. Put an X on it. Lid. $2, 2.5, and $2, 2.5. We get 2.5. We get 2.5. Gonna be 2.5. We get 2.5. Gonna be 202.50, and 202.5 here. Now 5, and 2.5. We get 7.5. Gonna be 7.5. Gonna be 10, and 210.5. Gonna be 10. 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 210, and 210.5. Gonna be 10. Gonna be 210 here. Cabinet bull 27.5. $2 now 5, and $2.5. We get 5, 5, 5 here. 5, we get 5, we get 5, we get 5, and 10. Going to be 210, 15, now 20, and 25, and 25. We get 30, now 5, and 35, 40. We get 40, we get 5, we get 45, 50, now 50, and 45, 50. We get 50, we get 50, now 50 here. Jerry 245, 10. $175, yes, 75, 75, group 85, 85, 90, 95, 95, 92, group 2, now half here, group 2, 250, and 2, 2.5, group 2.5, group 2.5, group 2.5, group 2, 2.5, group 2, 2.5, and half 5, group 5, now 3, now 5, and 5, now 5 here, 7, and 7 here, now 7, now 7, 5, now 7 here, group 5, group 7 here, debut, 205. Okay, thank you. Another satisfied customer. 125 and 125 and 25, 25, 25, 30 and 30, 125, 30, 25, 30, 25, 35 and 35, 40, 40, 45, 45, 45, 45, 50 and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60 and 60 and 5 and 7 and 60 and 60 and 7 and 60 and 7 and going to be 60 here, 60 here. We'll go to Doug, 157 and a half on number 6. $185, 85, 90, 195, 85, now 2, group 2 and a half, group 2, 2 and a half, and 2, 2 and a half, and 5, and 5, group 5, 7 and a half, 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 750, and 7 and a half, 7 and 10, and 2, 10 and a half, group 10, group 10, 2, 10, 2, 10, 2, 10, 8, 9, and 10, group 2 and high, group 2, 9, 10, and 9, 10, group 9, 10, 11, and 2, 10, 11, 12, 11, 12, 11, group 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 12 here, D-Bull, 211. Hey, can you ring me, Paul? There's somebody in there. Hello, who have I got? Paula Sue, this is Johnny. Will you put that string tip on Chelsea Manhattan, please? Thank you. $85, 85 there, group 85, 85, 85, 85, 87, group 87, group 90, 2 and a half, 5, and 97, group 2, down 2, group 2 and a half, group 2, 5, group 2, 250, and 2 and a half, 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, 5, and 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 here, D-Bull, 202.50. Looks pretty young, guys, right there, here, 250, 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, half 5, and 65, going to be 70, we get 270, we get 275, and 75, give 80 here, 5, 85, 90 here, 295, and 95, we get 3, and 95, we get 3, and 95, we get 3, Jerry, 295, 21, Preg. Nine-year-old, she's 5 months. You leaving, Rob? She may have just a little bit of a wiggle in that back rear. 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, and 2,100, and 2,122, and 3, and 23, 24, and 24, 5, and 2,500, and 5 here, 5 here, going to be 24, you get 5, and 2,500, and 5 here, 5 here, Ricardo, 2,400. Amen. 4 years, she's 6 months, 2 for 5, 25, and 25, and 25, going to be 75, going to be 3,000, and 3,100, and 2, 1, 2, going to be 31, 2, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, and 33, 3, 4, and 34, 33, 34, 33, 34, and 500, here, 600, and 35, going to be 6, 7, and 7, 7, 7, 800, and 37, 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, 37, going to be 3,800, Chris 3, 3,700. Wait her, 15 half 5, 55, 55, 55, 7 and a half, 57 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and 60, 2 and a half, and 5, and 65, 65, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70, we get 70, now 70, and 70 now, 70, we get 70 now, 70, we get 70, we get 70, going to be 70 here as 167 and a half, 2. How many? There's 80 left? Really? 185, 85 here, group 85, 85, 87, group 90, group 2 and a half, group 5, group 97, group 2 and a half, group 2 and a half, 5, and now 5, group 5, group 5, group 5, group 5, 3, 5, and 2 and a 5, 7, and 7, 7, now 9, group 209, group 209, 10, and 9, 10, group 9, 10, group 9, 10, group 9, 10, 11, and 10, 11, 12, 11, 12 here, group 11, group 12, 11, group 12, 11, group 12 here, Doug, 211, Doug 7, put him on Doug, on number 7, 175, 80, and 75, give 80 here, 75, help the gate here, 80 here, 80, 2 and a half here, 5, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85 here, 85, 85 here, 85 here, 750, 87 and a half here, 87 and a half here, sort of 185, Debo, 185, Debo. Five-year-old, $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 5, 55, now 70, 170, 170, and 65, 75, and 75 here, 80, 80, 75, give 80, 75, go to 80, 75, go to 80 here, Kyle, 175, 21. $2 years and 2 months. Who give $1,000 on her? 1,000, 1,250, 1,100. 10, 1100, 12, 13, 13, 14, 100, 14, 14, 14, 14, 14, 15, 1500, and half, 15, 1500 by the 1500 of now, 15, 15 and a half, have a half, 1600 and a half, and a half, have a half, going to be 16 and a half, and now 17, 1700, and 17, going to be 17, 17, 17, going to be 17, going to be 1700, and 1700 here, 17 and a half here now, sold 1650, showtime on nothing. We're here 125, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30, and 5, and 35, 40, 40, 5, 45, 50, $1.50, and 45, 50, and now 5, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 65, and to get to 70, 75 here, 175 here, 75 here, 75 here, so 170, Jace 30. $2 years, 7 months, 3,000, and 3,100, and 3,100, 3,100, 31, 31, 32, and 2, and 3, and 33, 3, 4, and 34, 34, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, and 3,500, 5, 600, and 35, 600, and 35, going to be 3,600, Trey, you're out, 36, and 35, going to be 36, 35, 36, 35, going to be 3,600 here, Chris, 3, 3,500. 6-year-old here, 135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 40, 55, 50, now 5, you get 55, 60, and now 60 there, 5, and you get 5, 70 here, 175, 75, 75, 75, and 75 here, 175 here, sold 170, Kyle, 21. Six-year-old, she's 5 months pregnant. I'm going to wear, guys, 135, and 35, 40, and 35, 40, 35, and 40, 35, 40, now 35, 40, 145, 45, 50, 5, going to be 60, and 5, and now 75, and 75, give 80, 35, 90, 195, 95, going to be $2 a pound, going to be 205, and down 10, going to be 210, 15, 20, and 225, going to be 225, 30, going to get 230, and now 30, you get 30, 230, going to get 30, going to get 30, going to get 30, going to be 30, going to get 30 here, so 225, Chris, 17. Old cow, 135. And 35. You get 35, 35, 35, 35. You get 42 and a half, 45, 47 and a half. Going to be 50. You get 2 and a half, 5. And 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 60. And now 62 and a half. You get 2 and a half, 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half, 5. And you get 5. And has you get 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 70. And now 70. You get 70. You get 70. You're going to be 70. You get 70. $1.73. You're going to be 70. You get 70 here. Cabinets 167.50. X.
167.5. Yep. Cabinets X. Yep.
Pretty Angus cow. $1.50. $1.55. 55. You get 55, 60. And now 5. You get 70. You get 70. You get 5. Going to be 75. 80 here. 80. 75. Give 80. And 75. Going to be 80. 75. Going to be 80 now. 80 there. 80. Give 80 here. Here. S. 175. 2. $1.55. 55. You get 55. 55. 75. 57. 7. 7. Going to be 60. You get 2 and a half. Going to be 2 and a half. 5. And you get 5. And you get 5. 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 You get 5 here. Going to be 165. And now 750. And now 70. You get 70. You're going to be 70. Now 70. 70 here. You're going to be 70. You get 70 here. S. 167.52. Same way. She does look real young.
Hey.
$2 a pound. 205 and 2 to 5. Going to get 5 and 5 and 5 and 5. Going to be $2 here. Going to be 2. 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 Going to be 205. Going to be 205. Going to be 210. Going to be 15. Going to be 20. 225. 225. 230. 230. 225, 30, and 25, to get 30, and 225, to get 30, going to be 30, to get 30, going to be 30, 225, to get 30, Andy, 225.
Too much.
This cow looks older than the hills of Argentina. 10 by 7, 2,000. 2,100, 2,100, 2,100, you got 2,000, 1, and 2,100, and 2,100, 2, 3, 3, and 23, and 23, 23, Ricardo, 2,200. I bet she's older than 10. 12, 20, 19, 20, yep. $55, 6-year-old, $55, 55, 55, 60, 55, going to be 70, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, 170, and 5, and 75, 80, 80, 75, give 80 there, 80, 80, 85, 85, 90, 5, and 95, going to get 95, going to be 2, and 95, going to get 2, going to be 95, going to get 2, going to be 195, going to get 2, done, 195, put them on Caleb, on number 2, done 2. $22. $165, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 5, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half, 80 there, 80, 80, 80 there, 80, give 80, and 2 and a half, 82 and a half, 5 here, 85 and 5, both out, 85, 85 here, 85 here, that's 182 and a half, 21. $8 years, 2 months, $1.50. $1.55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 5, and to get to 70 here, 70, 75, and 75, give 80 here, 80, 80 here, 75, give 80, and 75, give 80 here, 81, 81, 80 here, 175, go to 80, 75, go to 80, 75, go to 80, sold 175, Jesus, online. She's got a bag wheel. Want it open. She's crippled. $2. 205 and 205, 205 and 205 and 5 here, 10 here, 210, 15, 20 and 25 and 25, 30, 30 and 25, 35 and 35, 40, 40 and 5 and 45, 50 and 255 and 55, 60, going to be 260, going to be 55, going to be 260 here, Jerry, 255, 22, Preg, 21 Preg. She's open. She's already open, Jerry. There's a Wigingtons. I know that brand. 165 and 65, 75, 75, 75, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 70, 70, going to be 2.5, 70, 250, and 70, 2.5, going to be 5, and 75 on her, 77.5, 77.5 here, going to be 77.5 here, so 175 S2. Four-year-old.
She bred. She bred.
$65 and 65, 79, 5, going to be 80, 100, 81, 81, 80, 75, give 80, 85, 85, 85, 5 here, 85, 90, 190 here, 85, 90 here, 85, 90, 95, and 95, and 95 here, 195 here, D, 190 on nothing. $135, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37, 37, going to be 40, going to get 2.5, going to get 5, going to be 47, now 50, and 2.5, going to get 2.5, 55, 57, 57, 57, 50, and 57, and a half here, 60, and now 60, going to get 60, going to be 60, going to get 62 and a half, 2.5 here, half here, going to get 2.5 here, so 160, Doug, 5X. Yep. 10 years, 7 months, 2,000, 2,100, and 21, and 2,100, 100, 21, 3, and 23, 3, and 4, 24, 5, and 25, 600, and 2,600, 7, 7, now 8, 8, here, could have been 27, could have been 2,800, and 27, could have been 2,800, 8 here, S, 2,700, 7. There's a pretty cow. 5 years and 3 months bred. Who got 1,500 on her? 15 and a half, 15 and a half here, half here, going to be 15 and a half, 1,600 and a half here, 16 and 1,600 here, 16 and a half here, now 17, half, 18, half, 18 and a half here, online you're out, 1,850 and 1,900 and 19 and a half, going to be 2,000 and 2,000, going to be 2,000, going to get 2,000, going to get 2,000, going to get 2,000, 2,000, sold her 1,950, Jesus. Two-year-old heifer. 235, yeah, 235, 35, 35, 235, 40, and 35, 40, 235, 40, 35, 240, 235, 40, and 40, 55, 45, 50, 50, 55, and 55, 60, and 260, here, 5, going to be 260, Jerry out, 260, and 55, 60, here, Chris, 255, 8X, Prager, please. $9 by 3. $1.50. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 5, 70, 5, 75, 5, and 75 here now, 75 here, 75, 2.5, 75, and 75, and 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75 here, so 172, 50, Chris, 17.
Wasn't Gary. Gary's got one daughter, but she like lives up in Piedmont. And that's been Jean's.
Seven-year-old cow, $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, who get 5, 55, 55 here, 60, and 55, 60 here, 5, going to be 60 here, 55, 60 here, 55, 60, Jerry, 155, 2. $5 years and 2 months. $50. $55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 65, and 65, 65, 65, 2.5, and 2.5, 5, now 750, and 67 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, going to be 67 and a half, going to be 67 and a half here, 67 and a half here, cabinets, 165, 3. Six years, she's 5 months, 2100, and 21, and 2100, and 1, and 22, we get 2, and 2, now 3, we get 3, now 4, now 5, and 25, going to be 600, now 7, and 27, going to be, hey, we get 9, going to be 25, we get 3,000, going to be 3,000, we get 3,100, now 2, and 31, 2, 3, and 33, we get 34, going to be 33, we get 34, and 33, 3,400, and now 5, we get 35, 35, 600, and 35, going to be 3,600, 7, and 37, we get 37, we get 37, we get 37 here, going to be 77 here, sold 3,600 Trey. $125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 30, we get 5, we get 35, 40, we get 45, 45, 50, and 55, 50, you get 50, and 45, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 5, and 65, and 70, we get 70, now 70, 170, we get 70, 170, 170, and 70, 70, Jerry, 165, 2. $10 years, 6 months, 2,100, and 2,100, 2,100, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, now 2, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, and 23, 3, 23, 3, and 2,300, and 23, 3, and 23, 4, and 40, 5, going to be 2,600, 7, and 27, and 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 800, 9, and 28, 9, and 2,900, online you're out, 2,900, and 20, going to be 2,900, 900, 900, here, now 9 here, so 2,800, Chris 17. Well, here, and 35, yeah, 35, you give out 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and 35, 40, you give out 45, 45, 47, 47, 50, and 52, you get 2 and a half, 5, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, here, 5 here, 55, 5 here, Doug, 152 and a half, 5X.
Something stinks. Something smells like grease and food. Like healthy food.
Here's a 7-year-old cow. She's pregnant. She's 7 by 2. Pretty good rip. 2,500. 25, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 2,500, and 27.50, and 27 and a half, 7 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 and a half, going to be 27 and a half, going to be 27 and a half. Here's Holder 2,500, Chris 21. $135 and 35. You go about 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 37 and a half, 35, 37 and a half, 7 and a half, 37 and a half, 37 and a half. Going to be 40. You're going to get 2 and a half, 45, 47 and a half, now 47.50 and 40. You're going to get 7 and a half, 47 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 7 and a half, 47 and a half. Here, Chris, 145 nothing. $125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30, 30, and half 5, and 35, 40, 40, 45, 45, 45, 50, and half 50, 50, 50, 50, half 50, 50, 50, 45, 50, 50, half 50. Here, Cavaness, 145X. 155, sound like it? 155, and 55, and 55, you go 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 50, down 2 and a half, 52 and a half, 52.50, and 52 and a half, 5, and 55, 57 and a half, 57 and a half, 7, 60, and down 2 and a half, 2 and a half, go to 2 and a half, 2 and a half, go to 2 and a half, go to 2 and a half, 62 and a half, 5, 167 and a half, 167 and a half, 70, $1.70, $1.70 now, 70 now, 70 now, 70 here, sold, 167.50. What's the name? Harrison? Harrison. Harrison. With an H. Harrison, yep. 5 years and 8 months. Who give 1,000? She's thin and she's wild and she's cranky. What's her tag number? You got 1,000, Antone? Got to be 11 now, 12. 13, 14, 1,500. 1,500. She's 5 by 8. She's cranky. 1,600, Jesus. You're out online. Now 17. You done? Sold her 1,600, Jesus. Be careful now. $1-year-old, $3. $3.05 and $3.05. We get 5, 5, 5, 5. We get 3. We get 3 and now 3. We get 3. We get 3. We get 3.05 and 3.5 here. 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. We get 5. Chris, $3. 7X. How many got left? 30, 40.
Feed drafts. Wouldn't be that many on. Never liked anybody I like.
He don't like me. She young? Uh-oh. Yeah. Can you shake it? Hold your gate. Call in there, I guess. 983. Just a 2-year-old? She's not bred?
Yeah, she's bred. She's got white tag.
Yeah, she's got to be bred. I want to know how far bred. gentle. It's not windy outside. For once. Went golfing yesterday. Yeah. It was blowing out of the south, the first 4 or 5 holes, and then it comes right out of the west, just as hard as it could for the next 4 or 5 holes. And then the last 9 it was straight out of the north. I mean, it was just 2 by 5. Yeah. 2100 and 21 and 2100 here 2 by 5 here 21 21 21 2 and 2 3 and 23 3 23 3 23 4 and 24 5 600 and 26 7 and 6 7 and 7 7 7 7 7 7 2700 yellow line 2700 and 6 7 and 7 7 7 7 and 2700 sold 2600 Chris 3. Daughter 5 and 100 out of 5 here, good to be 100 out of 5 here, good to be 105, good to get 5, good to get 5 and 10, good to be 10, good to get 15, good to be 20, good to get 5, good to be 25, good to get 25, 25 and 25, 25, 30, good to get 30, now 5 and 30, now 30 and 25, good to get 30, 25, good to get 30, 25, good to be 30 and 25, good to be 30 here, cabinets 125x 3, cabinets 3. 120, 125, 25 and 25, 25, 25, 25 and 5 here, 125, 30 and 25, to get 30 and 5 and 35, 40, to get 40, to get 45, 45, 45, 45 and 45 here, 50, $1.50, to get 50, 45, to get 50, to get 50, to get 50, 45, to get 50 here, so 145, CAVX. Six-year-old here, 35, and 35, you get about 35, 40, and 35, 40, 35, 40, we get 5, we get 50, we get 5, 55, 60, and now 5, and hands, you get 5, you get 5, you get 5, 70, 75, and 75 here, 80, 5 here, 85, going to be 85, 80 now, 5 here, 85 here, Kyle, 180, 21. One year, she's 8 months bred. 2,000 and 2,100 and 2,100 here, 2,100 here, 21, 2, we get 2 and 21, 2 and 21, 2 and 2, 3 and 23, we get 4, 23, we get 4, 24, now 5 and 2,500 here, 5, 2,600 and 25, 26, 7 and 7 and 7 7 7 7 7 here, going to be 2,700 and 6, 7 and 7 7 now 8 and 2,800 here, now 9 and 9, we get down 29, going to be 29, going to be 29 online. You got now 3 and 3,000 here, 1 and 3,100 here, 1 here, 1 here, yeah, Andy, and 3,100 here, 1 here, 1 here, sold her 3,000. Caleb on number 33. One and open right there here, $3 and 5 and 3.5. We get 5 and 5 here, 5 here, 5 here. Go to 250, 60 and 255 and 55, 65 and 65 and 65. Tear out 265 and 65 and 65, 65 and 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, 70 and 275. Give 80 and 285, 85 here, 85 and 5 here. Yada Jesus 285, 85 here, 85. Jerry 280 on number 21. She open? Yep. 4,000, 4,100, somewhere around there. Yeah, they were damn nice. Yeah. I tried to sell that at 3,000 late to me, but the guy was here watching, so I couldn't do it. They were damn nice. Here's a 5-year-old daughter, 55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 57, 60, now 2.5, and 5, as you get 5, as you get 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, going to be 60, 70, and now 70, now 5, now 75, give 80, and now 70, 85, 85, 90 here, 190 here, 85, we get 90, 85, we get 90, 85, 90 here, Kelly Brown, 85, 90 here, 190, Ricardo, 185. How old? 2 years old, $2, 2.5, and 2 to 5, and 5 here, 5 and 10, gonna be 10, gonna get 15, gonna be 20, gonna get 5, gonna be 30, gonna get 30, now 35, and 35, 40, and 40, now 45, gonna get 45, 50, and 250, gonna get 50, gonna get 50, now 50 here, 50, now 5, and 55, 60, and 5, and now 5, 72, 72, 72, 70, 270, and 270 out of line, 270, and 270, gonna get 270, gonna get 270 here, Chris, 265, 8X, Preg. Thank you. 135 and 35, 40 and 35, 40. We get 35, 40 and 35, 40. Here, going to be 35, 45 and 45. We get 50 and 5. You get 55, 60 and 5. Now 65. Jerry, back to you. 65 and now 65 and now 75 and 75 here. 175 here. So 170. Chris, 15. Top bulls 225 today.
Got some bulls coming in pretty freaking.
We got more bulls. I guess we got a whole bunch of cows and bulls left, Clay said. Oh, they're in drafts? You guys figured out how to sort finally? No.
No, it's the only deal come in we could.
Come in that way?
Everybody else just brought.
You come in already sorted? Yeah. It would, yeah.
Got my hat. They're all on the fence.
They never did settle down?
No.
Is that a 2 or 3? 3 and open? $2. 210.20 and 210.20, 220, 30 and 230. We get 240. We get 250. Going to be 260. Going to be 270. We get 280, 290, and now 3 and 305. Going to be 10. Going to be 10, 20, 320, 310, 20, 320, 30. Now 30, 40, 340. 30, 40, and 330, 40, we get 40, we get 40, we get 40, 40, 40, sold, 330, Chris, 3X. Pin him with the 3s. 55, and 55, 55, 55, 7.5, 57, 7.5, 7.5, 60, and now 5, going to be 70, 70, 75, and 75, give 80, 85, 90, 190, 95, and 95, now 2, and 95, going to be 95, going to be 195, going to be 2, now 5, going to be 205, 10, 210, 15, 20, and 220, and 20 by 23, going to be 20 by 23, going to be 220, and now 20, going to be 25, 225, 230, 230, 225, going to get 30. Caleb, 225, 22.
I'm gonna start saying Caleb when I say it. That way I don't say Doug and Dunn, okay?
Say it again. 7 years, 5 months, 2,000. 2,100, yeah, 2,100, hey, 2,100, hey, 1, hey, 2, 3, 4, here, 124, you get 5, and 2,500, hey, 2,500, and 2,600, and 27, and 7, how, hey, 9, and 9, 9, and 9, going to be 9, you're out trade, 2,900, and 28, give 9, and 2,900, hey, 900, hey, 900, going to be 29, sold, 2,800, Chris, 17. $55, 55, 55, 55, 75, 55, 57, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, going to be 60, going to get 2 and a half, going to get 5, going to be 7, going to be 70, now 2 and a half, 75. 75, you're both out. 75 here, 75, and 75, 75, 75, 75, S, 172 and a half, 2. $135 and 35. You get 35, 35, 35, 35, 35. We get 40. We get 5. We get 50. We get 5. Going to be 60. We get 5. Going to be 65 and now 5 and 65 and now 5. 65, 65, 65, 65, 65, 70 and now 75 and 75 here. 75 there. 75, 75, 75 here. Chris, 170, 15. Really? Said I'm wearing pink. 250. 255, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 255, and 255, 55, 60, and 260, 260, 55, 60, 260, Jerry, 255, 10.
Everybody's supposed to wear.
Yeah, they'll like look at that and then they'll redo your.
65, 65, 65, 7, 70, 72 and a half, 72 and a half, 72, 55, and 75, 50, and 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half here, going to be 77 and a half here, 77 and a half here, so 172.50. Gibbon 1. $125, yeah, 25, and 25, 25, 25, 25, 30, and 25, 30, 25, 30, 25, 30, and 25, 30, half 5, and 35, 40, 40, 5, now 50, now 50, you get 50, and 45, 50, 50, now 50, there, you're going to be 45, 50, here's on 145, Doug, 5X. Dollar pound, 105, and 105, and 5, 10, and 10, and 15, going to be 15, going to be 20, going to be 20, going to be 20, going to be 125, and 25, and 30, 30, 10, 35, 35, 35, 35, 35, 40, and dollar 43, and 40, and 35, 40, 40, 10, 35, 40, 35, 40, 40, 40 here, cabinets, 135X. Well, here, dollar 105, and 105 here, going to be 105, 5, 5, 5 here, going to be 105, yeah, 5 here, 105, 5, and 5 here, 10 here, 110, 15, and 15 here, 20, and 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 21, 20 here, 120 here, 120 here, Jerry, 115, number 2. Good luck, Jerry. $3 old, she's up on $1.50. $1.55, 55, now 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, 55, now 70, 55, and 75 here, 75, 80, 90, now 2, now 5, going to be down 10, now 20, and 30, and 220, 30, 40, and 240, 50, going to be 260, 250, 60, and 250, going to get 260, going to be 2.5, going to be 260, Caleb, 250, 22.
Jean jacket, pants jacket. They look wild. They looked at. You tell them to spend a little quality time with his cows. Get out of the show barn. Get it. No.
5 years, 4 months. 2,000, 2,100, and 2,100, and 21, 21, 21, 2, and 22, 3, and 23, 4, and 4, 5, and 25, going to be 600, and 6, 7, 7, 7, 800, 27, 28, and 27, 2,800 online, you're out, 2,800, and 2,800, sold, 2,700, Ricardo. Caleb. He was sorting your cows. He said how wild they were, and I said, well, he needs to spend a little quality time with him and get out of the show barn. Dollar pound, 105, and 105, 105, and 105 here, 75 cents a pound. Now 80, 75, give 80, and 75, 85, 85, 90, 95, 95 dollar. Here, $5 here, gonna be 105 and 10, gonna be 110 now, 15, and 10 and 15 here, 110, 15 here. How about you, Jerry? 115. So at 110, Chris 12. You gonna pin her with anything or no? Keep her separate? Yeah. Yeah. Easy. Yeah. 155, 55, 55, 55, 75, 57, 7, 60, and down 2.5, we get 2.5, 7, 70, we get 70, we get 2.5, 72, 50, and 75, and 75, 750, and 77.5 here, middle of a half here, going to be 77.5 here, so 175 S21. Carsondale. One 35, and 35, 35, 35, 35, 30, 35, 45, and 45, 50, $1.55, and 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and now 65, and to get a 70, 170, 70, and now 70 there, 170, 70, 70 here, so 165, Jace, 30.
Cracked off right off the bat with like from 7 to 10-year-olds. And Chris get like $1.85 for them.
Yeah.
I think he just wants to see how far this Chase guy will go.
Just test.
75, 80, and 75 now, 75, give 80, 80 cents a pound here, 80, 75, give 80 there, 80 now, 85, 85, 85, and 90, 90, 90, 85, 90, 85, 90 here, 95, and 95, $90, a dollar pound, going to be 105, 105, going to be 105, going to be 110, going to be 110, 15, and down 10 and 15 here, 110, 15, 20, and now 25, 30, we get 30, we get 30, and 25, we get 30, and 25, we get 30, and 25, we get 30 here, so 125 S3. 125 S3. 9 and 10-year-old cows are how far bred? They're 5 months bred. They're pretty nice Angus cows. 2,100 and 21 and 2,100. 21, 21, 21, 21, and 2, 3, and 4, now 5, now 600 and 6, 7, and 7, 800. 9 and 29, 9 and 20, 2,900. Now 3 and 3,000. 3,001 and 3,100. 1 here, sort of a 3,000. Chris 17. Ages? 8 to 10. 155, 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 60, and 55, 62, and 2.5, 5, and 65, 67, 70, and now 70, 72, and 75, and 75 here, 75, 50, and 77, going to be 77 and a half here, so 175, Jace, 30. Older cows. 55, 55, 55, 55, 55, 57, 57, 7, 7, 7, 60, and 2.5, 5, and 65, and now 5, 750, and now 70, 100, 70, 100, 2.5, 71, and 70, 71, 71, 2, 72, 72, 3, and 73, 72, 72, 72, 3, and 72, 3, 73, 4, and 74, 74, 73, 74, 73, 4, 73, 74, and 73, $4, 73, 4, 73, 74, 73, 74, 73, going to be 4, so 173 S2. Give him some bulls.
Monsters. Oh man.
210, 12 and a half, and 210, we get 12 and a half, group 10 and 12 and a half, group 10 and 12 and a half, group 12 and a half, 15, 15 to the 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, 17 and a half, group 17, 15, now 20, and now 20, group 20, group 20, group 20, group 20, group 22, 20 here, 18, now 19, and 20, and 20 by 20, now 1, and 21, 2, 21, 2, 222, and 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, 21, 2, and 222, 1, 2, 21, 2 here, so 221, Douglas on number 7.
Opened the gate and went, uh-oh.
He's come out of there. I'm in the middle of it. I didn't know where to go. I'm like, well, if I just take one hit, then I can go inside. They can finish.
$2, 2 and a half, and $2, 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, gonna be 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, gonna be 250, and 202 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, gonna be 202 and a half, here, gonna be 202 and a half, gonna be 202 and a half here, now 5, and now 5, we get 7, and 27, and 7, and 7, and 5, gonna be 7 here, 5, gonna be 207, and 7, 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 $8, and 27, gonna be 200, hey, gonna be 7, gonna be 208, gonna be 7, gonna be 208, both guys are out of here, 208. 207, 8, and now 7, going to be 8, and now 7, going to be 8, you give 8, so 207, Doug 7.
I had a quarter to get 3 or 4. I got that red one, but I give it to you. Just the 2 here. $800 for that little rascal.
$2, 2 and a half, and $2, 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, we get 2 and a half, 2, 5, and now 5, we get 5, we get 5, now 3, now 5, and 2, 5, going to be 7, and now 7, and 7, 8, here, 7, now 8, here, 8, here, going to be 2, 7, now 8, and now 8, here, now 9, you give 8, 208, 208, 208, and now 9, we get 9, going to be 9, we get 10, and 9, 10, going to be 9, 10, we get 9, 10, we get 9, 10, going to be 2, 9, 10, and 9, 10, here, going to be 9, we get 10, here, now 9, 10, here, Gibbon Bull, 209.
Yeah, go Bulls.
Got a little bump. 175, yes, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, 75, going to be 175, 80, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 85, 2 and a half, 82 and a half, 82 and a half, 85, 87, going to be 87 and 90, and now 90, 2 and a half, going to be 90, we get 2 and a half, going to be 95, in 95, here, 95, 95, 97 and a half, 97, going to be 97, going to be 97 and 2, and 97, going to be 2, we get 2, going to be 2, going to be 2, we get 2, going to be 2, we get 2, here, D, Bull, 197.50. Four-year-old. 1-year-old. 1-year-old. $3. $3.05, and $3.05, we get 5, 5, 5, 5, now 3, we get 3, and 3, we get 3, and $3 a pound, and 3, we get 3, and $3 hit 3, and now 5, and 3 and 5 here, 5 here, 5 here, go to 250, 60, and 255, and 55, 55, 60, 260, and 55, 60 there, 5, go to 260 here, 5, go to 260, go to Jerry, 255, 21, Bred. She's got a big old bump. 125. 30. 5. 40. 5. 50. 5. 5. 7.5. 60. Gibbon, 157.50.
Oh yeah, we got one cow we held off that one drag. She was a 7x7. If you're interested in a 7x7, stay in the barn. If you're not interested in her, you're free to go. Class dismissed. Yeah. My kids didn't have school today either. That spring break is like a spring month. They were out the Friday before spring break and all last week and then today.
I think
They'll go back tomorrow. Yeah, maybe. Hell, who knows? They'll probably be sick.
when they shut down school for like 4 days or whatever, they tacked on days.
Probably be sick tomorrow. I think she's a pretty good rip. 2,000. 2,100 and 25, 3 and 23, 25, 27, 28, now high, 9, 3,000 and 29, 3 and 29, 3 and 29, 3. Now one and 31 and 3,100. Here, you out on line. 3,100 and 3,100. Now two and 32, 3 and 33, 3 and 33, 3 and 33 and 3,300 and 3,300, 33, 3,300. So 3,200. Trey Cook. All right, guys, that's going to be it for our sale this afternoon. You guys have safe travels. See some of y'all back here tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the a.m. Have a good day. See you tomorrow.